The city park was unusually quiet that Sunday afternoon. Rachel sat on a weathered wooden bench, nursing a lukewarm coffee in one hand and her phone in the other. Emails buzzed one after another. Contracts, meetings, clients. Life had become a cycle of deadlines and expectations. She barely noticed the families laughing nearby, the sound of a dog barking, or the wind playing with her coat. She was so caught up in her screen that she didn't see the small shadow approach until a voice broke through. "Ma'am, can I sit with you?" Rachel looked up. A little girl, no older than 6, stood in front of her barefoot, her dress smudged with dirt. Her hair was uncombed, her cheeks flushed pink from the chill. But what struck Rachel most were her eyes, wide, deep, and pleading. "I don't have a mama," the girl said. "Can I spend a day with you, just one day?" Rachel blinked, startled. Her first instinct was to say no. She didn't do well with kids. She wasn't soft or maternal. She was practical, efficient, closed off, but the little girl didn't move. She held her breath like she was used to hearing no all too often. Rachel slowly set her phone aside. "What's your name?" she asked, softening her voice. "Lena," the girl whispered. "I just want to feel like I have a mama for one day." Rachel's chest tightened. For reasons she couldn't explain, she nodded. "Okay, Lena, just for today." The girl smiled like it was Christmas morning. They began with ice cream. It was Lena's request, and Rachel couldn't say no. Lena ordered vanilla with rainbow sprinkles and giggled when it dripped down her chin. Rachel found herself smiling too for the first time in what felt like years. Next, they visited the local thrift store. Lena tried on hats, big floppy ones, sparkly ones, even a feathered fascinator that made her look like royalty. Rachel bought her a warm coat and shoes, quietly slipping extra socks into the bag. They ended up in the children's section of the library. Rachel hadn't set foot in one since she was a teenager, but Lena's excitement was contagious. She picked a picture book and snuggled close as Rachel read it aloud. Passers-by thought they were mother and daughter. Rachel didn't correct them. "Where's your family, Lena?" Rachel asked gently. Lena looked down at her hands. "Mama went to heaven last year. Auntie said she'd take care of me, but she leaves me alone a lot. I don't think she wants me." Rachel felt her heart twist. She didn't know how to respond. She had no children of her own. Her past was marked with heartbreaks and losses she buried deep. And yet, here was this little girl, broken in her own way, needing something Rachel never thought she could offer. Still, she listened. She laughed. She bought Lena a warm meal and held her hand as they walked the streets bathed in sunset. And slowly a connection formed. Something unspoken but undeniable. As night began to fall, clouds gathered in the sky. A gust of wind blew Lena's hair into her face. "Looks like rain," Rachel said. "Where do you live, sweetie?" Lena pointed toward a worn-down house at the edge of town. But something about it didn't sit right with Rachel. It looked abandoned. No lights, no movement, no signs of life. Before she could ask more, a loud clap of thunder startled Lena, and she instinctively grabbed Rachel's hand. "Can I come with you instead, just tonight?" she asked. Rachel hesitated. Everything about this situation was unconventional and risky, but the thought of leaving Lena alone in that house during a storm made her stomach churn. "Okay," she said at last, "just tonight." Back at Rachel's apartment, she made Lena a warm bath and tucked her into bed with a full stomach and a borrowed bedtime story. Later that night, while Lena slept curled up on the couch, Rachel did what she never thought she would. She searched online using Lena's name. Her breath caught in her throat. Missing child alert, Lena M. Age 6, last seen 2 months ago. Rachel stared at the screen. Her fingers trembled. How had no one found her? How was she just wandering the park, alone? She looked over at the couch. Lena was sleeping peacefully, her thumb in her mouth. Rachel whispered to herself, "I can't let her go." The next morning, Rachel made the call. Child services arrived quickly, as did 2 social workers and an officer. Rachel explained everything, from the park to the night at her apartment. "You did the right thing," one of them said gently. "You may have saved her." But those words were no comfort when Lena woke up and saw strangers at the door. "No," she cried, running to Rachel. "Don't let them take me. I want to stay with you, Mama." The word "Mama" sliced through Rachel's heart like glass. The officers tried to calm Lena, but she screamed and clung tighter. Rachel knelt beside her, holding her small shoulders. "Sweetheart, I'm not letting them take you away forever," she whispered, even though she wasn't sure that was true. "I promise I'll do everything I can." Lena sobbed into her arms, "But you're the only mama I've had in so long." Rachel couldn't speak. Her throat burned with tears. She felt it in her soul. She'd found something she never thought she needed, someone to love, and someone who loved her back. 6 months later, Rachel stood in a family courtroom, dressed neatly, holding her breath. She had passed every background check, completed all parenting classes, and prepared her home. But it was her heart that had changed the most. Across the room, Lena sat with her caseworker, wearing a little pink dress Rachel had picked out for her. When the judge finally spoke the words, Rachel thought she might collapse. "Adoption approved." Lena ran to her, leaping into her arms. "Can I call you Mama forever now?" she asked. "You always could," Rachel whispered, tears running down her face. "I think I was just waiting for you to find me." They walked out of the courthouse hand in hand. The sun peeked through the clouds, as if the world itself was smiling. That night, as they read a bedtime story together, Lena looked up and said, "You didn't just give me a home, you gave me my heart back." This story is a reminder that sometimes the greatest transformations begin with a single act of kindness. One moment, one choice, can change everything. Rachel wasn't looking for a child, and Lena wasn't expecting a new family. But love finds its way, even through broken hearts and unexpected meetings. Sometimes all someone needs is for you to say yes, even when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or unplanned. Because in that yes, lives are healed, futures are rewritten, and hearts become whole again.